about that coming up in just a little bit. Right now, we go on to the Truck Center Company's hotline, and we've got Matt Carroll with Cross County and Osceola. First of all, Coach, thanks a lot for taking the time today. We don't want to take up too much time of your time, though, so you can get off to the pep rally and get ready to go.
Hey, no problem, man. I'm good to be here.
Let's talk about the season for you guys. Obviously, a lot of highlights throughout the year. So if you had to choose, pick and choose just a couple, what would you call some of your season highlights for the guys?
Well, definitely districts. I mean, that's what we talk about all year is making sure we put our best foot forward at the district tournament and try to get as much of our guys down to Omaha as possible. And I think that we had just a great performance at districts. It was an emotional roller coaster for a couple of days. It was a lot of fun to be a part of. So.
Well, my next question was actually about the atmosphere of districts. Being able to host that, you had some great teams, and obviously your guys performed well. How important is that? I hear it all the time in football and basketball that home court advantage or home field advantage is such a big deal. But how important is that to wrestle in a familiar place for the guys for districts?
I mean, it's awesome, because sometimes we traveled to Gibbon last year. And so we had to get up early and walk some miles behind a windshield. But we got to sleep in our own beds both nights this year and also got to sleep in a little bit longer. Also, we had a phenomenal home crowd, probably the most people I've ever seen come out and support wrestling. There was just a ton of people from the community out there cheering for us, and it was very loud, and it was amazing. Words cannot describe how awesome it really was.
You guys get to the big stage now. You get to go to Omaha, where obviously the arena is so much bigger, but the size of the circle isn't any different. So, what do you tell the guys getting ready for this week and getting ready for tomorrow?
Well, we've talked about it all year, and it's just something that we preach to our guys. It's just taking it one match at a time. Whether you are wrestling, the 16th seeded kid at a regular season tournament, or if you're wrestling down in the semifinals of the state tournament, one match at a time. Focus on what we do and not what that guy does. And again, just taking it one match at a time and working our offense in one match at a time, right?
Right. We are actually right now, as we are talking, everyone else has seen some of the highlights that you put together for a little pre-state tournament video, and I had to ask you I found out that you put this one together. Talk about what that process, putting this video together was like for these guys to get ready for what's coming up here in the postseason.
I try to do my best to motivate my guys, and anything that I can do to give us a little bit of edge towards the end of the season when it starts to become a grind, and try and motivate those guys. And like I said, in that video I talk about it's time to peak or T2P. That's something that I came up with a couple years ago, my first year here, and that's again just trying to peak at the right time. Because you hear about it all the time about guys that peak too early. Well, we want to be a team that peaks at the end of the season at districts and state, and so we've coined the phrase "time to peak," and that's littered throughout that video. And the buy-in to that has just been phenomenal. I saw it really pick up last year, my second year, and then this year. We had guys that just buy into that and believe that we are going to be that team that peaks at the end, and we're gonna go down there and show people what we're made of. It doesn't matter, if we lost to this guy earlier in the year, we're going to be the guy that beats you at the end of the season. So,
Coach, you're taking 6 wrestlers off to Omaha. 2 of them are undefeated. Let's talk about the guys and their season so far and maybe some outlooks here at the state tournament.
I think, the goal as a team-wise, bringing 6 guys, which is a school record for us, is to finish in the top 10. I think that if we finish the way we want to finish, I think that's a very attainable goal with the shot at, maybe the top 5. Again, you talked about the 2 undefeated guys. I think, I think that we have probably about 4 to 5 guys that could be looking at a chance at medaling down there, which is that's what we want. That they set their goals for themselves. We talk about goals all year too, and we got about 4 to 5 guys that set goals for themselves to medal at state, and I think that that's a 100% possibility.
As you get to the state tournament, and it's a big atmosphere. You get the state TV, of course, with NET doing the finals. For you as a coach, what is the best thing about that atmosphere in Omaha?
Just, I mean, being able to wrestle at the CenturyLink Center and in front of all the people and being down on the floor, and Ron Hickton has done a phenomenal job of, putting together highlight videos and pumping music through the speakers. And I'm pretty sure they had smoke last year for the finals. It is seriously, I think, honestly, in my opinion, it's the best state championship in Nebraska as far as atmosphere, and nothing else can top that. I mean, it gives me chills even thinking about even the Walk of Champions, with the Queen song, and it's amazing.
I can tell it already is putting a smile on your face. So we can't wait to see what you and the guys can put forward this weekend. Coach Matt Carroll, thanks a lot for the time, and best of luck to the guys this weekend.
Man. Thank you for having me.